As many of you know, the Phoenix Police Department is under a patterns and practices investigation by the United States Department of Justice. For more information on what that is and what possible outcomes are, check out this video that's linked above and in the description. As part of this investigation, the DOJ investigators conduct interviews with members of the department. I've served as a representative for many interviewed officers, sergeants, lieutenants, and commanders, and this week, I'll talk about tips for sworn employees preparing for DOJ interviews that I provide to my clients. I'm Steve Serbalik, and I'm a panel attorney for ASCOPS in Arizona. The first tip to consider is this: don't go into the interview unprepared. Think about what you do on a daily basis and consider the DOJ interview like an oral board or testing process for the position that you already hold. The good thing is, you already know what you do and how you do it. The hard part is, without thinking about your role and responsibilities in this way beforehand, you can forget good examples that show how you do your job. And let's be real here, being interviewed by the Department of Justice is nerve-wracking. And it's human nature when you're stressed to forget examples of how you do what you do. So prepare those examples ahead of time in your mind so that you have them available. This brings me to the second tip: bring paperwork. In your job, and in my job too for that matter, there are tons of resources available to help with assigned responsibilities. So when preparing for a DOJ interview, review your department's policies, bureau manuals, training materials, and anything else that you may reference during your day-to-day work. These serve as an outline for you to review and explain, and you can give specific examples of how these policies and procedures and training materials apply to your everyday life. Third is related to this. Think about your partners at work. There's virtually nothing in police work that you do alone, in the sense that there are always others to work with to solve problems. For example, in tackling mental health issues here in Phoenix, the Phoenix Police Department has partners with a number of providers and nonprofit organizations. If you don't think about this stuff ahead of time, it's easy for those partners to slip your mind when you're asked questions about Phoenix's response to mental health calls. So take the time to think about examples of how you partner with others to accomplish the goals of the department. Fourth, record your interview. The DOJ's typical practice is to not record interviews. They then simply take notes and report what they believe were the highlights of interviews that they conducted. But I highly recommend recording your interview. This will allow you to listen back to what you were asked and how you responded to make sure that your answers were clearly understood. It's very easy for people to talk past each other, or for the person asking questions to miss what you believe might be a key point in what you're trying to convey about your work. Recording your interview ensures transparency and accuracy, and allows you to provide supplemental information if necessary. Fifth, don't go to the interview alone. I've talked about the importance of representation in past videos, and it's not for the reasons that people often think. Representatives in interviews don't interject or answer questions that the DOJ asks. Instead, they're carefully listening and can point out areas that could be clarified to make sure that the person being interviewed is being clear in their responses. Sixth, don't be afraid to supplement your interview. I can tell you, for me personally, after every hearing in court that I have ever been a part of, afterwards I'm always thinking of something that I could have said or that I should have said. DOJ patterns and practices interviews cover tons of topics, and it's easy for investigators to miss important points entirely. So when you review the transcript that I discussed, do so with supplemental materials in your mind. Then consult with your representative afterwards to see what supplementation may make sense. The bottom line is this: all of your preparation steps that I've discussed in this video are intended to make sure that you're clear about what you actually do. Just like failing to prepare for an oral board can cause you to miss points on a promotion or selection process, going into an interview cold, without thinking of examples or supporting materials beforehand, can mean that you leave important things out of your conversation with the DOJ. This can give a really poor impression of what you or the department do to address important issues. Finally, as you can see, my goal in preparing clients for DOJ interviews is to allow them to provide complete and accurate information about what they do on a daily basis. Additionally, ASCOPS and PPSLA represent all of our members during DOJ interviews as part of our legal plan. including associate members of any rank. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Like and subscribe to help the channel, and stay tuned for further videos which come out every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Arizona time. I'm Steve Cerbalic. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.